Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the first official PlayForge channel YouTube video. We're excited to have you here and excited to get this endeavor going. That being said, we're actually going to start off the channel with something rather unique. Normally the channel is going to focus a little more on original pieces, artwork, and things that we've made. You'll see us painting a lot of the models we have created and made available to our Patreon supporters. There will be a lot of Magic the Gathering style miniatures, D&D, Warhammer, that kind of thing. However, this particular piece we did not make. We did not make this Mimic deck box. It was made by the fantastic artists at Unnatural20 Art, right? The link is in the description. And while we're starting with this piece, is a friend of mine at Friday Night Magic was having a very hard time slicing this model. He had gotten this from a Kickstarter, and he reached out to me to see if I could help him. Simply because my day job, I am a 3D artist and game designer. So I checked the mesh out, and I was able to get this mesh optimized for 3D printing for him. So he commissioned me to print it, to paint it for him, and when I was done, I posted pictures of the finished product on Facebook, and I got a pretty overwhelming response from the communities that I'm in. And it was around this time that I found out that a lot of people were having issues slicing this model. It wasn't just my friend. It wasn't just because he had a slow computer or anything. When I went to the Kickstarter and checked out the comments in the Unnatural20 Mimic Deck Box Kickstarter, seemed that this was a big issue. So I contacted Unnatural20 Artwork. I spoke with Carl over there. Just to see if I could make, my optimized mesh available to everybody. Wanted to make sure that, people could print this, that supported their Kickstarter and, paid for it. These people were super great, super kind, even offered to pay for it, which I personally feel speaks volumes about their commitment to their backers, though I did turn down any payment for this. That being said, they should be making this available to their Kickstarter supporters. If you guys want to paint this Mimic deck box, please do not contact us for the file. We will not give it to you, right? The people who made this, they deserve your support. We really, really urge you to go. I think it's $10-15 and you can get this deck box. It's worth it. It really is. All right, so moving on, we're about to get started here. Just a quick little side note. If I'm going to be giving lots of tips and whatnot through the painting. Ultimately, this is more of a time lapse than it is an instructional video. But the first thing is, for me, when I paint, having some great music playing in the background is super important. It's got to be something with a lot of zen, that I can just listen to for a long time, but unintrusive, right? Sometimes it can be difficult to find that, and some of you know I'm a musician, so I'm trying to make all the music for the most part featured in our YouTube videos. So I created a nice little zenful track for you guys. It's playing through most of the video. If you like it, you can go to our Patreon and you can download it for free if you're a patron. Also, for patrons, every month they will have access to download free 3D print files for all kinds of cool stuff. So definitely go check out, see what we have to offer there. And in terms of painting, I will be sharing for the most part the colors that I'm using. One thing I'm going to be doing with this model is I'm going to try to stick with cheap paints, cheap brushes. I want this to be accessible to as many people as possible. With a big object like this, you really don't need the expensive tiny brushes. You don't need the expensive paints. I do love all of that. But just to show that it can be done, I'll be doing that for this piece. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. this up, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do a wash on your box, I did end up putting a wash on mine. Again, I was trying to use affordable products from Walmart, kind of the theme of this paint job here, just so that everybody could do it. I found a color wash tint from Tattered Angels. It was $2.99, and I used copper for its red hue. And I would suggest, when applying a little bit of this to the eyes and teeth, go light on the teeth and much lighter on the eyes. I think it does bring out some great depth in the eyes, but a little bit too much, and you're probably going to have your mimic, poor fella, looking like he has jaundice. So watch out for that. And then lastly, for clear coat, I used a matte clear acrylic for the main base coat of my clear. And then there were some areas that I wanted the mimic to have like a sweaty, moist kind of look, and so in those areas I went over once the matte clear had dried and sprayed a semi-gloss very, very lightly, very carefully through the airbrush. You can do it however you want, just whatever you do, especially if you are painting on a PLA filament box. Avoid using lacquer. There's a very good chance that depending on how powerful the solvent is in that particular aerosol lacquer, you just might start melting through some of your stuff. And other than that, enamel and acrylic should work just fine. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Going to be releasing a lot more cool stuff, going to be giving more actual lessons, and definitely leave comments down below if there's anything in this video that you would like to see me explain in greater detail.